Hello everyone, Livy here, back again, this time with the last video for now of all my tarot decks currently in my collection. This is actually a video about the decks currently in my Purgatory box, as it were. Now, I should start by saying that this deck technically isn't on its way out, but the reason why I keep it in my Purgatory box is because I don't like to keep decks that are like kind of in weird space for me with the other tarot decks I use all the time. So this deck is the Food Fortunes Tarot. This is a joke deck, okay? You can get it for this price in the UK and the US. This is a really funny deck, as it says here. It's answering the ancient mystery of what's for dinner tonight is now as simple as turning over a few cards. It is 78 cards, though. You could technically, you could technically use this card like tarot, but I don't. I do actually use this deck, though. This is just my Purgatory box because I don't know what the heck else to do with it. Oh, there's one more in there. That's going to stay in there. This deck, though, is really just... Oh, it comes with... Yeah. It comes with a little guidebook, which is funny. It tells you how you can use the deck. And it says, can't decide what to eat. Let the universe decide for you. And to be honest, as someone who loves food and is a foodie, I do actually use this deck when I am very indecisive on what to eat on. What to eat that night. It has aces. It has majors. The artwork is so stunning for what this is. I just find it so hilarious. I really love this deck. I do. Even this makes me want some sushi, but I love this deck. The only reason why it's in my Purgatory box, again, is because it's not... Oh, these are the backs, sorry. Because it's not a real tarot deck. Maybe I would have to think of a way to use it as a tarot deck, but I don't see how. I just use this for food divinatory things, just like it says on the tin. And I don't really use it for anything else, but I am obsessed with the artwork of these cards and how just funny and hilarious this deck is. I do recommend this deck if you want a joke deck for sure, or if you're someone like me who's very indecisive about what to eat, because this has 100% worked for me. Like, seriously has saved me a few times from indecisiveness. It's just in its place because I don't know where else to put it. But that is the Food Fortunes Tarot. The next one also technically shouldn't be in the Purgatory box, but it's a playing card oracle deck, so I don't know where else to put it. This version of this deck is now out of print. You cannot get it with this name anymore. This is by the same Stasia Burrington, the same creator of the Sasarai Beto Tarot. This was known, as you can see, as a Magic Neko deck, but it is now called, I believe, the Curious Cats deck, and now it's mass market. But I got this deck back when it was still indie, and I don't know what the hell happened to it. I lost, there was a little paper cutout guidebook it came with. So I had to look up the meanings online with the new mass market to figure out what this deck was, like what the card meanings were besides being a playing card deck. In the past, I've actually used this deck for divination, for kids at my work. I think it's adorable. I love cats. I haven't used it much as an oracle, to be honest. Oh, these are the back designs, or the old back designs. They probably look different now. I love the art, though. It is so cute. And these cats are just so funny and sassy. So I do recommend this deck. If you can get it now as the mass market. I think this is actually the kitty that's on the tin of the mass market. Or not tin, but whatever comes in. It's a really cute, relaxing deck. It's just in my Purgatory box because it's not really... It is an oracle, but it makes you think it's a playing card thing, and I just don't really work with that often. So I really only use this deck kind of as almost like playing cards, but it's really cute, and I still own it. And now I'm like, wow, I can't believe I actually own a deck that's this version of it, at least, is out of print. I never thought I would say that. I feel like I've discovered more decks when everything has already gone out of print that I thought would be cool. So, yeah, anyways. The rest of these decks, though, are in the Purgatory box for a reason. The first one is this. This is the Arcana. Actually, this might be the wrong name of it. Arcana de Iris Sacra Lenormand by Tina Gong. There's a misprint on this box, why I was able to buy it for cheaper. Oh, you can also get it at Labyrinthos. And it's because it says the Clavis Astrologicae, which is a different deck that they have in this series. The reason why this deck is in Purgatory is because this is my only Lenormand. I was attempting to learn Lenormand. I get the meanings, like, see, it comes with this, like, fold out. It's not that the meanings are hard to get from this. My reason why I'm having a hard time understanding Lenormand is that it's the way you're supposed to read them that doesn't make any goddamn sense to me. Oh, they're gilded also. These are the beautiful backs. I was obsessed with the aesthetics of this deck, so I thought, yeah, this is going to be a cool Lenormand to pick up. Maybe I'll learn from this deck. It'll be great. I don't understand how you're supposed to read with this deck, though. I really don't. Oh, it's smooth, too. A little on the thicker side also. Bridge size. I don't understand how you do a Lenormand reading. I really don't. Which is funny, because, again, I have that Kipper deck now. But Kipper cards are read literally. The part that confuses me about Lenormand is that the meanings of the cards change depending on what positions they have, which, okay, you could say, well, that's kind of like tarot, except apparently these meanings are more metaphorical, which in this sense, I don't understand in what way. So I'm having a hard time grasping Lenormand, and that's why this deck is in Purgatory, even though it's beautiful. I don't want the tarot, though. There is a tarot version of this with kind of similar artwork, but I don't like how the people are presented in that one, so that's why I don't have that one. But yeah, I feel like someone would have to teach me Lenormand. I just don't understand how to do a reading with it. So for now, this deck is in Purgatory, where it will be until I can figure out what the heck to do with it. I really don't know. The next deck, I actually want to kick out the door. But that's so mean to say. I'm sorry. But I do. I kind of want to kick it out the door. I just don't know who the hell would take this deck. This is the Fantod Pack by Edward Gorey. I don't know how many people have seen this deck. It's mass market, though, so you can find this deck, and it was really cheap for me to buy. And as you can see, it was first published in a limited edition in 1995. It's not out of print, though, now. You can still find this deck, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, I found it more recently. And this deck isn't, I don't know, I guess the best word to describe this deck is that it's an oracle. But it's a really fucking depressing oracle. It's also in black and white, which is not my favorite color scheme. It comes with a guidebook, so you can at least get the meanings of the cards. I don't do black and white, but the art is cheeky. The cards are also a weird shape. They have not rounded edges, but like rectangle edges. They're also shiny, which, like, high gloss, and I don't really care for that, to be honest. This deck is really bizarre. I feel like this deck would probably be good for people who like doing, like, really dark readings, or like bleakness, or discovering, like, unfortunate events for others. I don't know. I don't know what else to think about this deck. I don't know. It has very cursed energy, which is kind of why I want to boot it out. But I don't know what I would do with this to get rid of it. It was kind of just and to be honest, it was an impulse purchase. I picked it up. Probably shouldn't have picked it up. Wasted some money. It's really bizarre. It's in black and white. I hope someone else would have a use for it. If you want it, reach out to me, so maybe I can send it to you, because I don't want this. I don't want this anymore. I want it to be gone. And that's why it's in my Purgatory box. I just don't know who would have taken it, which is why I still have it. But yeah, it's such a weird deck. Next one in the Purgatory box is also a deck I want to get rid of, which might come as a shock to some people when I show you what it is. This is the Kawaii Tarot. Not to be confused with that other one, I think, that's like very minimalist. This one is by Lulu Mayo. It's cute. It's cute AF, okay? It is. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at, those are some of the cards. They are so stinking adorable. It is mass market from Rock Point. You can get it. My box came to me like this. I don't know why. It's kind of damaged, but see, also damaged a little. It is a really cute deck. Not gonna lie. It is 100%. The reason why I want to get rid of it though is because even though it's cute, which is part of my brand, it's almost, I guess, once I got it and looked at the cards in front of me and felt the cards, I was like, no, this doesn't work for me. This version of the deck comes like this. It has this kind of guidebook. At least the guidebook is colored, I will say 100%. Guidebook is colored. It has a nice little bitty, tiny thing about each of the cards. But the reason why I want to get rid... Oh, and these are the cute backs. But the reason why I want to get rid of this deck is because even though it's adorable, I can't read with it. I tried, I think, once, and I was flipping through all the cards. I was feeling these cards, and I just went, no. That's so sad. They are, like, look at this cute little baby sleeping on the Parmesan. It is adorable. It is, but it doesn't work for me, like, to read with it. And the texture of the cardstock bothers me. It's like, kind of has some thickness, but it feels, and it has like a slight gloss. See? But it feels like a cereal box. I hate cereal box textured cards. I don't know what kind of cardstock that is, but it just feels like a cereal box, and it feels really gross to me. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm autistic. And textures get to me. This is a bad one. I don't like the texture of this deck. Cute as heck. So cute. So cute. Again, every card is just so adorable. But I can't read with it. It's too cute. I don't even... This is the only card maybe that I get the sense of what it feels like in this poor little kitty that makes me feel like I could read it. The rest are just too... This is a deck that doesn't take itself seriously. If you like reading tarot in this way, where you just want lighthearted, cute decks, and you feel like this would actually work for you, 100% take it from me. DM me if you want this deck, because I don't. I really don't want it anymore. And I love this. Like, this is one of my favorite like, I love the as above, so below, and the elements. I just can't read with it. It doesn't read for me. It doesn't work. So, yeah, it needs to be out the door. And I've already known, because it's been in my Purgatory a while. So that's also why I can say that. I don't want it anymore at all. Which is sad, but it is what it is. The next two decks are in Purgatory, but I'm kind of mad that they're in Purgatory because I don't think they should be, but they are still for me. And I don't know what to do with them. These are decks I just don't know what to do with in my Purgatory. The first one is Tarot for Kids. This deck is a chonker, okay? It's cheap, right? Cheap to possess. It has a beautiful meaning behind it, right? It's for kids, and it's used for kids. Kids can use this deck, ages 8 and up. But my problem with this deck, you could probably tell, I have really small hands. Let me just show you, okay? This deck is so big, I can't even fit it in my hand. I can't even fit it in my hand. That's one of the biggest issues with this deck, which is also, by the way, small rant. Sorry, I have to do it. This deck is meant for kids. Sorry for cussing. I'm about to do it, so just la 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 la. Why in the fuck is this deck so big if it's meant for children? Children have tiny hands. I have tiny hands. Why is this deck this massive? Look at that. That is insane. This is like the size of an oracle deck. I really don't understand. I mean, I love the guidebook, so I was like excited when I first got this deck. It even has reverse meanings, and it offers like a question which would be good for like journaling purposes. And yeah, there's a couple of spreads in the back and stuff, or even before the cards maybe. But I don't understand why this is all so big. Kids have small hands. This makes no sense. I'm sorry, it makes no sense that this deck is so big. The backs are beautiful, but again, the texture of these cards are also god-awful. Once again, it's that cardboard texture, or like cereal box texture that I hate. Oh, even just doing that, like, ugh, gave me a shiver down my spine. It's too much. And what pisses me off too, I'm sorry, like, I hate that it pisses me off because the artwork is beautiful, okay? I wanted to love this deck. But what pisses me off is that it's so big, and that even if I was going to trim it along, see these borders here, which would make it easier to trim off, you literally cannot do that with this deck because, one, you'd be cutting off the artwork, and two, the names. The names move around. The numbers move around. So there is no freaking way to trim this deck in a way that would actually work for me and make sense. That's what pisses me off. Like, that's what makes me angry, is that I can't even make this deck work for me because I would ruin these cards. But the reason why I was so happy about this deck is because, yeah, one, you could read with this deck, even though it's meant for kids, you could read this deck for anybody because it's meant for kids, right? There's no nudity in this deck. They renamed the devil to the bully. The art is stunning. Kids would like this if it was actually in a size that they could shuffle. And I love the art. I love the colors. I love everything about, like, just the illustrations and everything. And even, and this was renamed to the Moon Queen. This is the High Priestess, of course. I even love how the guidebook is formatted. I'm just so mad at the size of these cards and the texture of these cards that I just don't know what to do with this. I really don't. I don't know if I want to get rid of it or repurpose it in some other way that won't make me touch these cards. I don't know. I tried to read with it a couple times. It's just not. It's not working. It's not working, and that's why it's in purgatory. I don't know what to do. And the last deck that I'm really, I think this deck is both mad at me and I'm mad at it. Last one for this video is a John Bauer Tarot. I thought this deck was going to be a match made in heaven for me. It's another little Scarecrow deck. It's another one that has beautiful cardstock that I love. But the reason why this deck is in purgatory is because it doesn't like me. It doesn't like me. The backs are beautiful. The backs are my jam. Stunning. The art, beautiful. Fairy tale-like. Storybook-like. Everything that I should love in the world. Even though it's another art compilation deck. Everything I should love in the world. But this deck doesn't like me. And you know why? Literally, this freaking card, when I was doing a tarot interview spread with this deck to understand what our working relationship would be like, it literally told me the end result of working with this deck would be this. The Three of Swords. Tragedy. Heartbreak. It basically told me straight up, we're not going to get along. Which puts, kind of a bad taste in your mouth. And you know how I knew then it wasn't going to work, unfortunately, even though the artwork is stunning, is the few times I've tried to read after the tarot interview spread, the few times I've tried to read with this deck afterwards, it was hard. It didn't make any sense. I couldn't get a sense of what these cards were about. I started getting frustrated with what some of the cards, the numbers that they tried to attach to some of the artwork just didn't make sense to me. And I realized, oh no, I was obsessing over getting this deck. And now, unfortunately, it doesn't work for me. It doesn't. It doesn't like me. Doesn't like me. I can't read with it very well. And when I read with it, it's always very snarky and gives me the weirdest responses back. So, yeah, this isn't Purgatory. I don't know if maybe I'll have a different thought about it if I just keep it away for a little bit and let it chill out or whatever. But, yeah, this one might have to be out the door too. It's just a lot. It's a lot. But yes, finally, these are all the decks in my collection, even the ones in Purgatory, with my ranting aside. I hope you at least found it entertaining. And I hope I don't have to throw another deck into Purgatory for a while. But that's all for now. The next couple of videos I might post will probably be VRs. They might be older VRs to things. But one is more recent. And the other one is technically old, but now it has a part 2. So I gotta do both parts. And thank you all for watching again. I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.